Hey, Adam, what do you want to do for the cold
I
opener?
don't have time for this.
That was not the cold opener. He's like, I don't care.
I don't know. Nope. I'm done.
You done?
I'm done. Just roll the freaking music. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of As the Buckle Turns. I'm Adam.
I'm Tim.
And this week we've got news, we've got rumors, we've got a lot of opinion.
Wait. We have all opinion, and we may have some actual facts.
I like to go on the cable news network style of opinion. It could be a fact, or it could be pulling right straight out of my own ass. Do you know the difference? I don't think so.
If you're speaking, it's coming out of your ass.
Ooh. So that's why people keep saying, what that assholes just say?
And since your face looks like an asshole, it's hard to tell.
I am not, I do not look like arse face, okay? Anyway, we actually don't have much to talk about because it's only been, 3 days since our last episode.
I don't know what day you put it up, but I do remember you actually putting it up, was it Tuesday?
Wednesday.
You mean last night?
Yeah. Yeah, probably. It's been a day since I put the episode up.
So this won't go up until
3
Saturday.
days since we recorded. Yeah, this is going up on Saturday.
Yeah.
Welcome to Saturday, everybody.
Yeah.
How you doing out there?
But for us, it's Thursday.
By the way, also it's tomorrow's Mother's Day, so go ahead and hug your mom. Tell her, "What's up, Mom?" By the way, just like Jules, I'm gonna give it to your mom. That's my one per list.
Oh God.
That's right. I'm clearly stealing other people's shtick.
Yeah,
you know
you are.
why? Here's why.
You gotta start that.
I
I'm
am the
leaving.
good bad guy.
If you keep doing that, I'm walking out.
But Tim, you get to be the man.
I am the man.
Okay, Becky.
So
Where are we starting off this week?
we'll start off with the Dean Ambrose news.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, John Moxley.
No, actual John Goodman. Jonathan Goodman.
Which is, I don't think I can call him that.
I
For
know.
the simple reason that I'm like, John Goodman, to me, is the dude from Roseanne.
I know. So Dean Ambrose is under his real name. Is now signed on to do a movie.
Good for him.
Which is, there's no name for it yet, but it's basically the idea of this talented MMA world champion who, in a match against a debuting fighter who is a pro wrestler,
Who will probably be Moxley.
beats the MMA fighter in a hyped up fight.
Okay.
And now the MMA fighter has to go on a journey and basically earn a spot to get his rematch.
All right.
It's going to have all these different people in it. Primary note of Anderson Silva will make an appearance. George St. Pierre
Oh, I love GSP.
will be in there, and some other fighters.
One of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the planet.
Yes. So we'll get a bunch of different people in there as well. And so that was just announced. Interesting enough.
Oh, there's more interesting about
Yes.
this?
Who the executive producer is on this? Who do you
Vince
think?
McMahon.
No.
Triple H.
No.
Dana White.
No.
Joe Rogan.
No.
I mean, I'm trying. I can't think of any other major names over on the in the world of MMA that would be doing this, and there's no one big enough other than WWE in the wrestling world to be an executive producer on a film.
Christian.
I'm sorry, the Peep Master himself.
Yes. He's the executive producer.
We'll look off into the distance for our peeps.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
By the way, Easter's over. We can't find any more peeps.
Yeah.
I always wanted, at that moment, just the moment he gets into the ring and he starts to do the look, I always wished a bunch of fans would be over there and throw actual peeps up at him.
Yeah.
Because it was part of the joke.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Some of his fan signs actually had peeps
Oh,
on
yeah.
them, so it was great.
They got the joke right
Yeah.
away.
So yes, he's the executive producer on this, which I think is great.
Wow.
So
Wait, does he still have him and Edge or
Yeah.
Adam?
Yeah.
Still doing the.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still doing their awesome show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, I don't know if I think that their last season has already been put up. I think they're doing another season eventually.
That's.
So
I mean, those two guys.
Yeah.
Like, way too much fun.
Yeah.
I am. Their friendship
Yeah.
is one that you look at and you're like, these guys never got actually sick of each other.
No.
Like, I'm willing to bet, all friendships do this where you're just like, dude, I don't want to hang out with you for a little while.
Yeah.
But then, like, a year, 6 years later, you're just like, what's going on?
I mean,
I for them, it wasn't 6 years or anything. It's
yeah.
like,
I mean, because they both have families now.
yep.
So they obviously don't see each other as much, but like they still they probably obviously stay in touch a lot. So, but no, so it'll be interesting to see how this movie comes out. It was just announced, no release date.
Okay.
And he is going under under Moxley's real name, John Goodman, or Jonathan Goodman.
Yeah, if he's joined, because being in a film, I think you have to join SAG.
No, you don't.
You don't? But
SAG is the difference between there's union productions and there's non-union productions. This will probably be a non-union production.
Well, I mean, you look at the people that are involved, a couple of fighters, probably not a true union production.
Yeah. I mean, he may be, because he has done movies before, he could be SAG-worthy. Each union in the movie industry is different.
Yeah, there's the Screen Actors Guild.
Yes, that's different. You can, if you write on a screen, on a film, what will happen is, because it can go through multiple writers. You can have up to 20 different people touch one script.
Yeah, that's the Writers Union. That's another union altogether.
So no, that's the Screenwriters Guild.
No, that's the screen. I was the Screen Actors Guild. Sorry, I said screenwriters.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the Screenwriters Guild. We'll get to that in a second. But so what they'll do is, when it's going for credit, everyone who had a part in it will submit what what they did and an essay explaining what they did, and the Screenwriters Guild will review all that, and they will determine who gets the credit.
Oh, okay.
On the film, and you may not get the writing credit, but you could get a story credit because your story is there. If you're the first writer, and it's still pretty much that story, you may get a writer's story credit, but not the writing credit. But
which now blows my mind when you see like 5 people, and you're like, oh, you all had such a share in this in the writing of this that all of you are actually getting the writer's credits.
Yeah. They try to limit it to 1 to 2 people, but if it's determine it.
You see movies like Transformers.
Yeah.
4 writers on it. I'm like, did each of you basically write, a third of the film?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the 4th film was 3 hours long. There's 4 acts to it.
Yeah. And then what will happen is, even though if you worked on the script, but you didn't get writing credit, you do earn points towards joining the guild.
Oh, okay.
If you're not a member already. But if you are a member, you have to be earning so much. You have to be working so much over like a time period to stay in the guild.
Okay.
So if you're already a member of the guild, this will just go added like, oh yeah, you're still working. I mean, if you're working constantly singing, if you're not getting a writing credit, you are working, it will keep you in the guild. So I don't know how it works with the
Screen Actors.
Yeah,
Guild.
I think it's something along the lines. You gotta be, if you're working a few jobs, even if they're non-union, because they're not.
Yeah.
You can eventually get you have done some films, you can join the union. You don't have to.
Well, the weird part is you don't even have to have a single film credit under your belt before joining. You can just be like, here's my dues.
No, you can't.
Actually, you can.
No, you can't. You have to be SAG worthy. If you go onto IMDb and you look at people's thing, it will say, someone will say SAG, whatever the theater wanted, NAFA, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It will also say SAG worthy because you have worked enough to join the union.
Yeah, and usually it's not, you haven't had a silver screen appearance, but you've done TV or you've done film, not film, but theater.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, if you come over to film, you will immediately be part of our group. You don't have to pay your first year dues, but we'll accept you.
No, it's a different way of earning into it, of getting in there. You have to be working, and there's ways of doing it. Every guild in the screen and movie making is different how you do it. Like one of them, I don't remember which one it was. It's like you can only get in if someone vouches for you. Like,
yes,
no matter
I
how
have
mu-
heard about that one.
No matter, I think it's the Producers Guild. Maybe
think
it's
so.
not. Maybe it's the Directors Guild. I can't remember which one it is. But you won't get in until someone. All it takes is one member say, "Yeah, he knows what he's talking about."
Yeah,
okay.
he's part of
if you
us.
want to, if you want to join, here's how you do it.
Yeah, because John Moxley
Yep.
would not be able to go as John Goodman. Like if he actually joined the guild,
Yep.
he would have to be like Jonathan Goodman or
Yep.
Jonathan something Goodman.
Yep.
Because John Goodman, Michael J. Fox.
Yep.
That's actually what happened to him when he joined. There was a Mike Fox. So he was like, well, I'll just change it to Michael Fox. And they were like, there's already a Michael Fox as well. And he's like, middle initial? And they're like, you can do that.
Michael J.
You hear of people who completely change their name.
Yep.
Because they're like, I can't use any part of my name, so I'm going to use what I've been using as my stage name.
That's basically like me because I'm actually been looking at it. Because not only has there been a Tim Green out there, or Timothy Green in different ways. There's a Timothy Green, spelled the exact same way as my last name with an E at the end, who just went through Full Sail. I don't know if it was on the Masters level or if it was there, but they knew of the... And I'm like...
They're like, welcome back to the program. You're like, that's not me.
So it's like my name is like... There's several of them out there, so I'm like, I had to come up with it. So I actually been working... For the first few films I did on set, I've been using T. Green originally, because that's how I go through the writing.
Yep.
I've now changed it to Tim R.G.
Okay.
I was going to go Tim G, but there's actually a Tim G. on IMDb who did one thing about 10 years ago. And knowing my luck, I would start doing that, get out there, and that person would come right back and...
Oh, yeah, they'd be like, that's my name. Sorry, you can't use it.
No, not even when come say you can't use it. No, he would probably start working again. Knowing my luck.
Or he'll make a real spectacle of himself, and it will ruin your name.
Yes, so I figured just go with do it that way. So it's one of those things, yeah.
You know what? Just change the last name. It's now Blue.
No. Timmy Blue.
Timmy Blue.
So, but that's it. But I don't know. It's probably not a union shoe.
Okay. I mean, most likely not.
No. So, but yeah. So, congratulations, Dean, Moxley, John, whatever you want to be called.
The Mox.
The Mox.
Moxie. Moxie.
Let's move on to some other news that actually we don't have written down, but we both know about it.
I'm sorry. What was this? Now you're springing things on me.
Yes. So I have an advantage over you for this to happen.
What is that?
Alexa Bliss has apparently been single since September. She's no longer engaged, and that's right. That's right, Alexa. We're coming for you, baby.
All right, that was just creepy. Dude.
I know.
That was just creepy. No. I've been following her on Twitter since... when did I really get Twitter going? November?
Probably.
Something like that? And the entire time that I've been following her, no mention of a boyfriend, constant mention of her pig.
Yeah. Yes, I actually...
Freaking love that pig
I
now.
find it hilarious that she has a pig.
Yep, pet pig. Okay.
Yep.
And she has full-on conversation. Like, what are you doing, bud? And you're like,
Yeah.
hey, what's up? How you doing? She's like, dinner time? And he's like, what? I was sleeping, but dinner. Okay, I'll take that. The entire time I've been following her, I'm like, she's not in a relationship.
Yeah, she's been, up until September, she's been engaged to Buddy Murphy since, like, 2015.
Wow. Buddy Murphy. I really would not have put the two of them together.
Well, the reason why, if it would make more sense when she was in NXT. She
Yeah.
was the manager of Buddy Murphy and I can't remember his, Blake. I can't remember his name, his tag team partner. He's part of the Forgotten Sons now. Mm-hmm. Wesley Blake, that's who it was.
Okay. Yeah.
So they were together when they were a tag team. That's what they were dating. And got engaged, and then soon after that, she actually got called up in the draft. So,
you know what? I'm not going to go into why the breakup would happen. That's between the two of them.
The rumor the announcement said like she's still friendly and big fan of his. So it was clearly a clean break.
It was mostly in that case probably just a amicable work-related breakup that it's just like we don't have time for our relationship anymore.
Well, it makes sense because he was on 205 Live, and
She's on Raw.
She's on Raw, and she's one of the more at the time. She was, she just got out for injury, but still, like,
Yeah, one of the more heavily traveled superstars.
So it's just one of those things where it's like, probably just after all this time, they were so far apart, it just didn't work out, which is sad. But she's single.
That's right, guys. And ladies, no judgment. That's right, ladies.
So, but yeah, so that'll be interesting. So, Adam, have you heard any shocking news about someone taking a break from a tour to go hang out with someone who's didn't show up for a tour?
So I very, very quickly saw this as a tweet. Cannot remember who it was from because I was literally scrolling through and I was like, that's interesting, and just kept going. It is said that Bailey and Sasha are hanging out right now.
And Bailey was on she left for the European tour.
Yeah, which means that she left the European tour.
Interesting.
Because, and I do like the fact that WWE is saying that Sasha Banks has been removed from the European tour. It's like, guys, she never showed up.
She didn't show up.
Like, I don't know how much you want to say that, we pulled her from this. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you can leave her on the roster for it. She's not there.
Yeah. She didn't show up. And there is hope that she was actually going to show up, from what I heard.
There has been a lot of backstage talk and office talk of trying to, basically it's going, hey Sasha, we know that you want to quit and you're really upset. What can we do to make it up to you? Like, what can we do?
And she tells them, and Vince McMahon says, fuck you.
I'm willing to bet that that's kind of the point that we're at right now, is that you've got WWE officials, agents, if you will, talking to Sasha and being like, what can we do to get you back on the show?
Yeah.
What can we get you to do to finish out your contract right now?
Yep.
Because right now it's just like, can we get you to finish the contract on roster, getting paid?
Yep.
You're gonna get paid for that.
Yeah.
And she's probably at the same time, because cooler heads are not part of a situation when an employee walks off.
No.
Like, it just doesn't happen. She's probably demanding the moon right now. And Vince is like, yeah, no, she's not getting that.
I doubt
these agents are probably going, I don't know if we can give you both the Raw and the SmackDown women's title in the next 2 weeks. And she's like, well, I'm not coming back until then.
I doubt she's requesting demanding the moon and all that, because
but have you ever been so upset that you walked off a job and the job's like, at least somebody's like, what can we do to get you back? First thing you say is, I want $1 million.
Yeah, I would never say that.
I want to become the boss.
I would never say that.
Yeah, you would in a heartbart.
No, I wouldn't, because
I want so and so fired. And
I might say that depending on the
and they're
person
like, we can't really do that.
But no, because back when she first walked off after she got some time off, and there's talk they were in talks with her to come back, and she was making requests for changes. My guess is that she's requesting that she be booked better, and then also make sure that the women's tag titles or something like that aren't a joke. Which
every belt other than the WWE Championship right now kind of feels like a joke.
Yes,
no offense to Seth, you recently won it. You have a lot of repair to do with the Universal title.
But look at it this way: Luke from Wrestle Talk, as he put in his a review of SmackDown, Finn gave us a promo from Ireland and how he's going to win the Money in the Bank, and he likes the sound of Finn 2 belts, and he's like, I forgot he was the Intercontinental Champion. Yep.
It's really sad that the Intercontinental Championship is being so underused that we forgot that Finn fucking Balor is the one holding it.
I mean, up to a few months ago, it was actually well done. And now it's back to...
It's back to being not only just a secondary title, but if there was a third title behind it, it would be a tertiary title. The hardcore title had more prestige right now.
No, it's not that damaged. It just feels like it, because all of a sudden, since he won it in the Superstar Shakeup and all this other stuff, they haven't really made a difference point of using it in a storyline because you have Money in the Bank, and all that. So it's just like, yeah, but who knows what's going on with Sasha or anything. But it is interesting that Bayley either left the tour, or it's possible she just didn't go on the tour.
Or this is literally a bit of time off that she has that normally you'd still be going with the tour. And you're like, oh, I got the rest of the week off.
No,
She just caught a flight back for a little bit.
Not doubt that.
I'm trying to make an
I know.
excuse here.
Because the last I read, she was planning to be on the tour, and then now if she's hanging out with Sasha, she either didn't go on the tour or she left the tour herself.
I'm willing to bet she left the tour.
I wouldn't be surprised that. What better way to go? Actually, if she's gotten sick enough to the point of it, so she's like, I'm gonna go on the tour. I'll do a few matches, and then in the middle of the tour, I'm just leaving.
Yeah, I'm just. You know what, guys? I'm out.
I'm gonna book my own flight, and I'm going to leave. I'm gonna go hang out with my friend.
Yep.
And then you have two of us. Out there.
The former tag team just going, yeah, no, and normally what would have happened is that they would have just been written off TV.
Yep.
Before social media, written off TV, nobody hears about them again until all of this stuff is taken care of.
Yep.
And they're either brought back or they show up someplace else.
Yep.
One of those two things would have happened. But today, because of social media, the fans are going, see, the company's not doing so good.
Yep.
And with more and more people trying to leave, it is showing that WWE is not the promised land that it used to be.
Nope.
In fact, actually, outside of the WWE was the only place that it was looked at as a promised land.
Yeah.
Once you were there, you were like, oh shit, this is just a meat grinder.
Unless you were one of the top stars making lots of money, then you're like...
Everyone else was a meat grinder.
Yep.
The Indies were one of the few places where you got paid no matter where you were on the card.
Yep.
And I mean, not that WWE didn't pay people, but they have such a disparity between their top talent and their lowest tier talent. You know, you'd go to do a show on the indie scene. You know, maybe your jobber guy who's only been working for a year gets paid $50 for that night.
Yeah.
While the main eventer got paid $300. That is still only a difference of $250.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar gets paid $500,000 per match.
Yep, and $100,000
to show up. How would you like to be the guy that's working for all 300 and something shows a year for just over $100,000? I'd be like, why is there that much of a disparity?
Yeah.
Like, either he needs to be earning less,
Yep.
or I need to get bumped up.
Yeah. To make a point of how much Vince does not want people leaving the company, as Jim Ross was talking to, I can't remember who was doing his podcast or someone else's. There's a mid to low card wrestler on the main roster who hasn't been on TV in a very long time, who's not being used. They just offered this guy $500,000 to re-sign for 5 years, and he's not doing any. They're not even using him. I'm like,
I remember seeing that.
I was like, really?
Yeah, and at first the way that you read the article and the way that JR said it, you would think at first it was a 5-year, $500,000 deal, which breaks down to $100,000 a year. No, it's 5 years at $500,000 a year.
Yes, and he's not being used,
which now really pisses me off because just a couple years ago, Seth Rollins was paid $400,000 a year. When I say just a couple years ago, it was 2.
Yeah.
2017, he got paid that. He was already a main eventer.
Yep.
And he got paid $400,000 a year.
I don't. Whoever this guy is, because we don't know who it is.
Nope. Congratulations. I hope you take the deal.
Oh, he did. No, he.
Okay.
Because they were looking at possibly because they were interested in him. And his contract was coming up in the next year, 6 months to a year or something like that. And they were thinking like this might be actually a good guy that they could bring over and use because they know who he is, as promised. I'm like, I'll be honest with the guy. Like, you're not being used, and they just offer you 500,000 to stick around, and
Okay.
you're not being used.
Take it.
I'd be like, yeah, I'll take it. You mean I have to travel, I have to fly into shows, and I'm not being used? Yes, travel is gonna be a bitch, but your body's not being broken, and you're making a lot of money now. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's your. I mean, yes, you could be if you really wanted to be doing this. You could have gone over to AEW when your contract expired
And
then
be working.
Maybe not making as much as
Ring of Honor, New Japan.
Maybe not be making as much money as WWE offered you, but if we don't know how old this guy is.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's younger or older. If he's on the older side, this was definitely a smart move because he's like, you don't have much left time in the career. You have 5 years of 500,000.
Yep.
That's 2.5 million.
Yes.
By the end of the contract, and if you save it and you are investor wise, you're fine. You have money now, so when you retire, you can do what you want. So, yeah, interesting thing. What else do we have on the list?
Oh, right. Also, speaking of contracts, AEW just signed Jerry Lynn as a coach.
Yes, we don't know exactly what that means by a coach, but there has been some rumors and some whispers out there that AEW will, at some point, will probably want to do their own performance center or something like that.
I don't see why not.
But
I mean, Jerry's probably being brought in to help the younger talent.
It's possible to work with them before the shows, because WWE does that all the time. The younger guys, you'll come in and you'll go and do a workout in the ring, working with like Arn Anderson used to do this. Dean Malenko do stuff like this. You'd work with them, go over your match if you had a match for the night, all that stuff.
Sorry, I'm trying to find who it was that also somebody else just got signed as well.
So that was like a really good thing. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with him. Smart move. I mean, I was never a fan of Jerry Lynn. Great talent.
I actually enjoyed his TNA work.
He is one I've been told is because I didn't like him when he was in WWE.
I don't think because he had a very luchador cruiserweight style.
Yeah, but like I watched some of the stuff he did in ECW. The only two matches I could really tolerate with him was with RVD for some reason. He just had
RVD has a lot of the same style.
I don't know, but I mean the way he was used in WCW, in WWE, a lot of stuff, I just didn't like it. The matches didn't work for. It wasn't entertaining. But I've been told when he was in NXT and TNA, it was a difference.
Once the X Division really took off, Frank Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, those guys who also had a very
flippy shit.
Well, yeah. I mean that's the only way I can truly describe it. It's a slightly more cruiserweight style for guys that are not cruiserweights.
Yeah. So maybe it was like that. But I do remember seeing. I saw
Gargano's. To me, Gargano kind of has that aesthetic as well. I'm not saying that it's the perfect style.
No. But Gargano's better at showcasing it in WWE. I don't think Jerry Lynn was very good at showcasing.
He wasn't.
He didn't put the flash that you normally would see in a WWE, like Johnny Gargano does for that kind of style.
Right.
But he was able to do it in TNA because I think he was working with a lot of people who had similar styles or different enough where it still worked too well.
Yeah.
So I do remember watching a X Division championship match between Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles, and it was great.
Some of his work with Low Key.
I don't even think I saw any of that, but yeah. To anyone who says he's not a talent, was a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he was extremely. It's sad that he was at the time that he was.
Yeah,
because by the time that by the time that style was being accepted, he was technically already past prime.
Yep,
and it was just like, oh, damn it, it's who else have we seen like that? I'm trying to just remember anybody that by the time that their star should shine,
yep,
physically they were already past that point, and you're just like, I'm so sorry, but here. You're awesome.
Well, one of the perfect persons to that is Mankind, Mick Foley.
Mick Foley, yeah.
I
By the
mean,
time his hardcore style, he was already past.
yeah, and his body was broken so much.
Which is why his WWE run was technically, what, 4 years? 3 years?
Yes, because he kept coming back here and there for one-off matches or a few matches.
I personally consider once his full-time in-ring was done, which was, what, January of 2000?
No. It was March of 2000. Because he retired.
Nope, I'm considering the Triple H Mankind retirement match.
That was in February. But then
No, that was Rumble.
No, because they had a hardcore match at the
In
Rumble.
your house?
And then they did the February pay-per-view. If he lost in a Hell in a Cell, he had to retire. But he was brought back for the WrestleMania main event.
Yeah.
So that to me still counts. After that, he eventually came back as Commissioner Foley. And then he disappeared for a while. He came back, did a few things. He kept coming back and doing smaller things here and there.
Sorry, I just scrolled across and found Finn Balor's post from last night. Because he's a little bit of a Spurs fan. For anybody listening from the UK, yeah, it's a Premier League thing. I'm sorry, I don't follow Premier League. I'm not exactly a football fan.
No.
But yeah, the major match happened last night. So, okay. But it's backstage, and he has like his phone propped up, watching it. And he's just like, and like you see I don't know if they're his kids.
He doesn't have kids.
Okay. Because
as far as I know, he doesn't have kids.
Kids have been in his Twitter feed. 2 young kids.
It could be family kids.
I mean, they're in Ireland, so yeah, it's probably
it could be like his nephews or something like that. As far as I know, he doesn't have any kids. He's not even married.
No.
Last I knew, he was dating Charlie Caruso. Now, was it Charlie Caruso? No. It was one of those backstage. But
when did I see this picture? It's a kid from AAA and Lucha Underground. And he's the one who did the jump from the balcony at Lucha Underground. And drop kick to somebody on the. You
do realize I've only watched one episode of Lucha Underground.
Wait, only one?
Yes.
Oh, there it is. Angelico.
Yes.
Star Angelico.
Yeah.
No, just Angelico.
Angelico. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know who he was because I don't watch it.
But one of his clips was that he ran, since you don't really remember Lucha, but you know the hard cam.
Yeah.
So up on the right.
Yeah.
Is a balcony.
Yeah.
He ran across the rail of the balcony, then did a missile drop kick into the ring to knock whoever his opponent was off the ladder.
Damn.
Now he was above the ladder that's in the ring to the belt. I was like, holy crap, kid. Please, thank you for signing with AEW, but please say, like, I actually have been tweeting back to Will Ospreay. He'll post, a huge, massive flip, and I'll just be like, that's amazing, man. Please don't ruin your body. We want you to continue being able to do this for years and years to come. Take care of yourself. I mean, thank you. Thank you so much, but please take care of yourself.
Well, one thing I know about the Lucha Underground, when you said they're railing and everything, but a lot of people might be thinking there's a big gap. No, it's like a vertical, almost
well, because from the hard cam, up on the right side, there's no fan seating on the ground.
Yeah.
It's a balcony above it.
Yeah.
Which let's see. If the ring itself is 3 feet above the ground? Above floor?
Is
that typically
No, it's about
4?
3 feet. 3 feet. I think it's different for each.
Okay. But it looks to be about 3 to 4 feet.
Yeah.
From floor to ring mat. Then it's what, another
I think it's about 3 feet.
5?
I think it's about 3 feet because Alexa Bliss is 5 feet, and when she comes out, it's about up to her.
Okay, so about 3 feet.
Yeah.
And then the ring, top rope is about what, 5 feet?
That depends on each one as well, I believe.
All right. But yeah, he is. It was an amazing move. Go check it out.
But yeah, he's just signed with AEW, which is cool.
Good on him.
A lot of people from Lucha Underground getting out of their contracts.
Good on you guys. I mean, it was at the time, it was a smart move. It was another company that had a TV deal that was going to keep getting your name out there. I mean, Ricochet did great with them.
It was not a TV company. It was a TV show.
Yes, that was its only downfall. And then it just ran into funding issues.
Yeah, and there's still no... From what I understand, there's
still no season 5.
They're still trying to get a season 5, but as a producer, and they're basically saying it's pretty much dead in the water, so it's pretty much done. But apparently, they still wanted to hold on to talent, which makes no sense, and then try to enforce contracts on people when there's no.
Yeah. I feel bad for Joey Ryan on that one. Weird thing though, he was able to figure out a way to get around it and make an appearance on technically television.
Yep.
In Glow.
Yeah.
Where he plays a professional wrestler. And I was like, the moment that I saw it, I was like, that's Joey Ryan. What's up, dude?
So it'll be
penis flex.
So it'll be interesting to see for that. But it was good to see who's been hired by AEW.
I got one more signing.
Who's that?
It's actually WWE.
Ooh, who?
Mauro Ranallo.
Yes.
I butchered his name there.
He's re-signed.
He just re-signed.
Yes. To keep him as the lead announcer for NXT.
Good on him.
And still be able to do play-by-play for MMA fights outside of it, which is good.
He's... Look, everyone rips on announcers for throwing their catchphrase out there constantly.
Yeah.
His Mamma Mia, much like JR's, by God.
By God!
It happened constantly. But every once in a while, you just hear one that you just go, oh, that he is purely surprised and could only think of going, by God, or Mamma Mia!
Yeah.
That and Ronaldo's, it's Ronaldo, right?
Renaro? I don't know.
Maro. I'm going to go with your first name because I'm able to pronounce it better. The energy he brings to calling NXT. Like, I think you could literally get rid of the rest of the announce team around him, and he will still call it beautifully.
Yeah. It would be fun to see Jim Ross and him.
I would love to see it, because you know that Jim Ross would be given all, like, free reign right away.
Yeah.
Like, Mauro would be like, nope. I'm going to let you take the lead on everything.
I mean, you want one for a full show, but like having them for a match, a big match.
Oh my God.
That'd be fun.
The two of them just being like, what is going on?
Mama Nia! Oh my God!
Joey Styles slides in and he's like, oh my God!
So,
yeah, that always, like, as much as I like Joey Styles as an announcer, his oh my God reached like another octave.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, what happened? Okay. And then it just be, and back to it right now. And oh my God.
I know.
Just like, sweet Jesus, dude, calm down.
I know. So, yeah. So, good for them for signing and from Renaro. That's a great deal because you have to provide commentary for NXT for one night.
Yeah.
Every month. And then on NXT TakeOver every, like, 3 months.
Seriously, how long are the tapings?
It starts usually doors open about 5:45. I mean, he's there all day, because he'll go and he's got to meet with talent and he knows the card, and he's talking about notes or something like that, what they're gonna be doing, or
any quick changes, last minute stuff.
Quick change, but he's talking to talent on what they're planning for, like what would you want him to maybe pump out about them or something like that. He talks.
Do you want this spot for me to be quiet so that there's fan recollection to it, or do you need me getting crazy?
he just, I mean, that will also be, I mean, whatever Hunter's telling him to do there, but like, he's getting stuff from the talent of like what's your storyline, what's been going on, like how you want me to. He gets notes, so he takes his notes. So, but it's a day's worth, probably from like 9, because they block it off for the talent, and they'll start showing up roughly around like 9, between like 9 and noon, depending on when they're told to get there. Some people have to get there. It's more staff and like production people who will get there earlier, and then you'll start to see the wrestlers pull in,
filtering in.
You know them because you'll see them in like they're all coming in around the same time because they're all dressed up. You'll see their bag. I saw what's his name, Cassius Ono.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wait, that's Cassius Ono, and it looked so different because he had a nice suit on there, and like that's Cassius Ono. I'm like, that's funny. Like, I was like, I'm going this way. I'm going in my car.
How's it go? You know what? I got shit to do.
But I mean, like, there's people who will sit outside, like who one of those days to meet people. But like,
I mean, I would do it just once to just be like, can I run into? Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah.
Great job out there.
Yeah, because they're going into the fishbowl, which is the main, one of the main buildings. But they have like which is right next to Full Sail Live. What they'll do is they'll block off a certain part of the back lot for the trucks, and there's the section that'll go all out the Full Sail 3. They'll do the recording area, I believe, and they'll do part of the fishbowl area. So when you go in, you'll see a curtain that says "off limits, do not enter." And it's like, I actually had to go. I was looking for my classroom one day because we had my professor had to fill in for another professor last month because she was sick, and so the classes was at the same time. So he did the 9 o'clock for her, and then we got pushed to 1, and we had to do a different room. And only since I'm like, that was in Full Sail 3. Like, where are we? Like,
where's the class today?
Like, it said like F on Full Sail 3. Is it Full Sail like F, like B's? And that was like where it is. I'm like, I think it's in there, but it tells me I can't go in there. I don't want. Like, I would love to go in there, but I don't feel like getting arrested.
I don't want to be escorted out by security.
Yeah, I was like,
and then have to explain to the security of the campus that I actually kind of belong here.
Yeah, I was texting my friend. I was talking to someone like, yeah. I even saw the professor. He went to the wrong area too, so we were all walking. It's like, where are like it said, originally said what he put on the thing was like, if we go there, we're getting arrested. Like, I'd like to go in there, meet people, but I just don't feel like getting arrested for a class. Like, no, seriously, I have this. It says right here, my class is in one of these.
My schedule.
He's like, yeah, we have these. I'm like, but that's what my professor told me. I'm not trying to go see your wrestlers. I'm a wrestling fan, but I really don't give a fuck if I meet them.
Right now, I actually am trying to get to my class.
Yeah, and it says it's in there, and I'm not joking you. The professor literally emailed it to me. She will pull the email. It's like, see? It's like, yeah, you're still not going in there.
I know I'm not going in there. Now I'm trying to figure out where it's been moved to.
Because I'm clearly not going there, but you're in here.
Did they tell you guys where all of these students will be moved to?
Yeah. So it was funny but yeah, you can see them. They're always dressed up, and they're not in a hurry because they're coming in because they're just arriving. They got to figure out what they're being. They obviously check into someone. They'll tell them where their locker room is, and start to do. Probably by this point, they've already been told up to a point what they're going to be doing that night. But now they're going to get the final script probably or lineup. Who knows? It goes up to it's usually about 3 to 4 episodes.
Okay.
And show usually starts about 6:30. We'll probably start the recording, but usually about 6:15. You'll see Braxton will come out, and you'll get when she comes out. She doesn't have music or anything, but the fans will instantly notice like, "Welcome, Kayla," and she's just like, she'll play.
Come on, it's a tight-knit community down there of wrestling fans.
They love her. She's like, yeah, and like, how's it going? Like, but then she'll do the announcements for the announce team. Mamara will always get a cheer. I can't remember who the other person who's on the team. And then, what's his name? I just had it a second ago. I'm not. I'll probably remember again. But he comes out. Not Corey. It's But he'll come out and the fans boo, and he's like,
Give it to me. We all love each other, but
he's not a heel. He's not a heel. Percy.
Oh yeah.
He's not a heel announcer, but the fans don't really like him.
We don't like you.
He'll be like when you boo him, he's like,
give it to me.
He's like, come on,
give it to me.
Come on, bring it. Yeah.
Bathe me in your booze.
Yeah, he's like, he plays to it. He plays it up.
That's good.
So, and then they'll do something. They'll probably do something, some kind of thing before the taping starts, and then she'll get you hyped up. It's like, come on, we're about to go live. Like, come on, see the NXT chant. Like, come on. She'll get you in the ring and like that, and like, yeah, and you'll see they'll actually roll the for the song, the intro on the screen, so you can see. Because if you have someone out there or like a match is about to start, she can see. So when she can be like,
oh, that's awesome.
And if they're doing something, they're showing something, and there's someone in the ring, they're watching it. They're watching it, and then they're like, then they turn to the hard cam, and
oh, that's cool.
like if someone's responding or something like that,
yeah,
they're watching it, and they're just up at the so they know when to all that. But it's about paying 3 to 4 shows depending on what they need, but a full day for a month, and you're not needed back, and that's just an NXT takeover.
And then it's house shows as well.
No, he doesn't work house shows because they don't record them.
Oh yeah, no. I was talking about the wrestlers.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about like Moraro.
His contract.
He doesn't have to be there.
So it's like one day for about 4 to 5 hours of actually calling,
and then basically a full day.
Yeah.
A long day.
It's probably a long day.
About a 12-hour probably day. By the time it's done, maybe a little bit longer if it's a 4-hour show. For the 4 shows, but still. And then he just take over and he has MMA.
So you've been to one of these tapings. Are they done in order?
From what I can see, yes.
Okay.
It's they don't really tell you.
No, but
when there's a new.
Oh yeah, because that's for the audience. You're telling that story that will be told over 3 to 4 weeks for the home audience. Yeah. You have to tell that story and have the fans in the audience react the correct way. So you have to tell that story in order still.
Sometimes there were times where I didn't realize if we were in a new taping or not. But you can kind of get the sense when if they put an image of what you're gonna be seeing, they're announced it's usually they're about to start a new taping. Because they'll do a little break.
Oh, okay.
And they'll say, tonight we're gonna get this match up to the home crowd, so we'll get like, yeah, and then she'll hype you back up for the intro again. But they usually don't run the intro again, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
For the later ones, because they can
once the audience is, you're pulling the crowd out of the show at that point.
Yeah, so they're just, she's told, and then she hypes you up.
All right.
Like in 5, 4, let's go, NXT. Like she'll get you
BCW.
Yeah. She'll get you like hyped up, and she'll start hyping, and then like keep going, and then that's what they'll use as the intro.
NNEACCW. NNEACCW.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a chant that happens.
NEWA. NEWA. NEWA.
It doesn't have a flow to it. But yeah, so congratulations for that. What else do we have on the list?
The wild card rule.
Oh my god!
Which immediately was broken.
Adam, you the one who has the glasses. Please do the nose pinch.
Hold on.
Okay, the glasses are off.
Of glasses.
The pinch. You got the head down. There we go. Okay, so
look, if you're gonna make a rule, don't break it in the exact same show.
Okay, so me explain.
Unless you're Doctor Who, and then who cares? It's Doctor Who. Just accept it.
And that's why people hate Doctor Who.
Or Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Every science fiction fantasy has been like, here's the rule. 5 minutes later. And the rule gets broken. And you're like, okay, I'll accept it and move on.
So, I actually got to watch the shows this week.
Yes.
Because I actually at home, and my mom has cable.
Woo-hoo.
So I can actually watch them. Ironically, when I was living with her, I didn't ever do this.
I'm going to be honest. I am a contributing factor to why Raw and SmackDown have low ratings.
Yes, so am I. But I came into the last hour of the show
Yeah.
because we were recording. I didn't get home until
Oh,
that
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So I had I came in to right in the middle of Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. A rematch that no one wanted from WrestleMania.
Unless his name was Vince.
But I will say this: from what I saw, if that was just the entire match, it was a far better match
Than
from
WrestleMania?
And then from what Ali from Wrestle Talk said, it was a far more overall. The whole match was more back and forth than WrestleMania. It was a better match, so I'll take that word.
So basically, they went, "Hey, we kind of screwed up the match at WrestleMania." Vince is like, "Fine, do another match on Raw,
Yeah,
and do it better." And you're like, we could have saved that for like
SummerSlam.
June, July, August,
A year from now,
a year from now. No, you need it on Raw because, quite honestly, sometimes I think Vince makes decisions on, I don't think I'm going to live long enough to be able to see it. So do it now.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened last week.
So-
Let's have this match. You're like, that's literally the match you had last week. It's been 1 week. We can't do that.
So what they mentioned with the wild card rules, I'm like, wow. So I went down to Wrestle Inc. and I'm like, okay. And then I started seeing some of the replay from out there. I'm like, oh, so they already broke it. Okay, great job. Bring up a new rule and then immediately break it.
It's supposed to be 3 wrestlers from any show at any point can show up on the other show.
Be invited or just go.
Or just go. The problem with that though is, and I love you, Ross Twiddell, but he pointed it out very well. What happens if somebody doesn't tell the other people from your show? And I mean, that quite literally happened on Raw.
Yes.
Nobody told Elias that there were already going to be 3 people from SmackDown.
It must have been because if Shane invited him, it doesn't count.
Nobody told Shane, who, by the way, is technically a wrestler on SmackDown because he's the greatest wrestler in the world.
Yeah, but he's shown up on Raw, so I don't really count him for that. But if you look at so let's break
And
this
we
down.
had Roman.
Okay,
That's 3 right there.
Let's break this down. Okay, so the first people who came out in the opening when this was announced, we got Kofi Kingston,
Yep.
Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Later on, we got Elias.
Boom. That's 4 now.
We got Lars at some point.
That's 5.
And there's one other person.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. Oh, he's
He's on Raw.
He's on Raw. We had this. We had 6 people
I
earlier.
don't remember who else.
But
Lars,
even
we said Lars.
yep. Was
We
it?
may have counted Kofi twice.
No, we didn't.
Kofi's worthy of being counted twice, though. So is
yeah,
Daniel
he's-
Bryan.
Yeah.
You know what? That's 7 right there.
Yeah. But like by the time it was like you had 5 to 7 different people, if I was correct, like showing up, and apparently Vince botched the announcement because it was supposed to be 4.
That still means that they broke their
I
own
know,
rule.
or something like that. So because on SmackDown they actually said it was 4.
Yeah.
So either so it's just like really.
And this is because of how much they're doing this, obviously, because of how much they botched the superstar shakeup.
Well, not just that. Like, okay, so we all know that in October, SmackDown is going to Fox.
Yes.
So we know that Fox is paying $1 billion over 5 years for that. USA has another good deal for Raw to stay on USA.
Yes.
Okay, good deal. So what's happening is ratings are going down, even a lot from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They typically go down over the summer until we start building up towards SummerSlam. It's always happened.
I mean, there's a bit of a peak around SummerSlam, like
Yep.
kind of 2 or 3 weeks before and 2 or 3 weeks after,
This is-
and then it dips through the fall until the build up to Survivor
it's
Series.
always done this, except for the Attitude Era when you had the hot Monday Night Wars.
Oh, yeah.
That's because we had this.
There was a hot Monday Night War going
Yeah,
on.
but after that, it was a natural thing. Not like it was not as bad as it has been.
It's the last couple of years.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it's down 25% since last year.
Look,
So let's look at it this way. So they just paid big money, which I thought was ridiculous when the ratings were already down for the last several years. That they were paying for this amount of money. But now, so USA is not happy with the ratings.
Nope.
And Fox, who doesn't have
They don't
them,
even have the show yet.
want the ratings up because they're there. So, and what originally was going on is Fox wanted the brand split to remain because they wanted their own talent not showing up on another channel.
No, it's technically a competing network.
Yeah, so they didn't want that. But now they've changed their mind, and USA is agreeing that they kind of want multiple storylines that cross over between Raw and SmackDown. Vince does not want the brand split to end, so this was something that apparently Fox and USA agreed to try to get the ratings up so they can have more brand power on there. But here's the thing where you gotta look at it. It'll be a little bit different when we have SmackDown on Fridays.
Right.
But for right now, it doesn't really hurt the SmackDown stars because they still have a tour on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
But for Raw stars who have to go over to SmackDown, that's one of their days off.
Yeah.
So if they go over to SmackDown, they don't get an extra that day off. There's time away from their families. So it's like...
Oh, yeah. Unless they're getting a different day off now.
Yeah, which more than likely won't happen.
No, because it would probably be like a Friday.
Yeah. So, but it's like... And the numbers were up this week. Of course they were a little bit. Because you did something different and we had some people show up and people were like, what's this? But when you botch this thing in probably by next week...
Oh, yeah. It'll be canceled next week.
Oh, it won't be canceled, but they'll do something different. It'll be like, oh, okay.
They'll have 19 people from SmackDown showing up on Raw.
Or when they have Raw, they'll have Roman Reigns again. It's like, oh, Roman Reigns again. Okay.
Okay, here's a way for 4 from either show to show up. Allow anybody from any show to challenge for any title.
No, because that was one of the big issues.
Well, no. What it'll allow is the storylines of someone from SmackDown going for the Intercontinental title. Yes, the Intercontinental title stays on Raw, and only the person that holds it is on Raw.
But I get that, but that was the thing that people were wondering about this past week when you had AJ and Sami Zayn show up on SmackDown and had a triple threat. What if the titles change hands? What happens? Fans were asking about it. It was never going to happen, but that was never addressed on show. Same thing when the Usos showed up so that the tag belts weren't just handed to Daniel Bryan and Rowan. What does this mean? Blah blah blah. They have to come over. The announcers even asked this for that match
because the idea wasn't fully thought out,
and but it makes no sense. They have to address that, which Vince won't because he doesn't give a fuck about those titles.
No, he doesn't give a fuck about any of the championships, really.
So it's just one of those things. It's like, even if you did the brand split, it actually would, while it may help ratings in the short term, it would be terrible for their roster because it means, well, the brand split was always a great idea because it got more talent, more their own time to shine.
But they're not doing that.
Well, they have because obviously they absolutely have. There's more talent they could be using still and rotating out. But here's the thing: that brand split goes. Now you only have certain talent that will be used both Monday and SmackDown, and it's the talent who started some air are going to be pushed back down. And you have even more talent that you won't be using.
Yeah.
So it's just like, release some of this goddamn fucking talent, Vince.
Yeah. Allow people to leave that want to leave.
And I just saw today that apparently they're going to let Harper sit out his contract at home.
Because they don't want him showing up anyplace else.
You know, they won't release him, but they have no plans whatsoever to use him. So he's really going to be paid to sit home. Because they're choosing not to use him, they have to pay his contract.
Yes.
So it's just like, I mean, good for Harper because this will allow his body, who always was kind of healing because he was out for an injury, more time to heal. So when he does return to the Indies or wherever he ended up going,
when he returns to the ring,
he'll have a nice, good rest on his body. He can get into a lot better shape. If he wants to, he'll have some time to allow for that.
If he has a local wrestling gym nearby, maybe a school to work out and work on some new stuff.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, it's just like,
Reinvent your character completely.
Yeah. It's one of
Because I'm going to be honest, Luke Harper in WWE was not that different than the Luke Harper that was in CZW.
I never saw that, so I didn't make the
I
difference.
actually had a wonderful match that I did finally check out between him and Moxley.
Oh, cool.
And the Moxley and Dean Ambrose, kind of like Johnny Moxley is Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
and Dean Ambrose is like the Coors Light.
Well, because he had to tone it down for PG era.
Yeah, it's not just toned down. That is watered down, filtered, then watered down again, then served to you. And you're told that it's Coca-Cola. And you're like, wait, that doesn't even make sense. It's clear.
And then with some soda water added on top.
Yeah. And they're like, it's bubbling. And you're like, that's not the same thing. And tastes like piss water. And you're like, it's bubbling. You remember that Moxley character? It's just like that. And you're like, it's no. There's moments where this shines through. But yeah, Luke Harper, at least, there wasn't much of a difference between how he was on the indies with CZW and how he was in WWE.
And it's possibly because when they signed him, they knew they wanted to put him with Bray. They were probably going to do the Wyatt family, so it didn't make sense.
Or something like an idea of that.
Yeah, so who knows? But let talent go who doesn't want to be there. Just because that relieves. When you think about it, if you have talent, you're hoarding this talent and you're not using them. That's money you're still paying these guys.
Just to have people sit on a shelf.
Yeah, and what you're doing is that's still money you're losing, and you just had a loss this past quarter, quarter of like $12 million.
What? I know.
Which I mean, once when the new contracts kick in, they'll probably always be in the black, regardless. Because, but at the same time, that's still, if you want your stock to go up, you don't want to be losing people in your stock. If you cut some of these talent, you're not paying them.
Yeah.
It's not money you're losing.
Therefore, your payroll is smaller.
Yes, and I'm not a finance guy, and I understand this.
Yeah.
But Vince, because if Vince is to ordain you, if you go somewhere, you can't go somewhere else because how dare I be wrong? He'd be wrong.
I know.
He can't be wrong
about it. You can't get over anyplace else.
You're not allowed to go because I know who should be talent, who should be top stars, and if I don't think he's no. And if you could go somewhere else and possibly prove him wrong, no.
That's horrible.
I want to bring you back so I can squash you.
Christian.
Basically.
And quite honestly, the only reason that his second championship or his first one?
Depending on what you're talking about. If you held the ECW title in the same realm, then his first World Heavyweight Championship.
I don't consider the ECW belt in the same.
See, to me, I held it
because didn't he win the ECW belt first?
Yes.
Okay.
And he had a long run with it.
I don't consider that on the same level. I consider that's a U.S. title level.
Well, so did I. But what I did show was he can hold a show. He could.
His run in TNA showed that he can be a main eventer.
Yeah, that on the WWE show. This showed that.
Yes.
But so then when he got into back into the SmackDown and all that, and when he finally won the ladder match after Edge retired and became world champion.
He only won that belt because they couldn't put it on Edge.
Well, because Edge retired.
Yeah. And they were like, well, we can't put it on him, so we're going to put it on his best friend.
We'll put it on him because that'll be the sympathy.
It's really a moment where it's like, somebody in the back went, well, because it's good enough.
It was like, no, it's not. It was like, it'll get that sympathy cheer from Edge onto Hank's their friends.
Yeah.
We can put it on Del Rito later because originally that was the plan.
Right.
And they changed it at the last minute, even though they didn't know Edge was going to retire because they didn't have the results back yet. It was weird.
It was such a weird because he retained the championship.
And then retired the next night.
Because
they literally got the results back that day.
Yeah.
And I think they just decided to push back his Del Rio's win to that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Something like that. So then they decided to put it on Christian. Then he lost it to Randy Orton the next month.
Yep.
And then he got it back because they did the whole get under Randy's skin where he was losing it. So Christian kicked, basically got under Randy's skin, so he kicked Christian in the balls, got disqualified, and he got the belt back a second time. But he then lost it at SummerSlam, and he was never going to get the belt back.
Yeah, no, that for the heavyweight championship.
Yep.
That he only won because of Edge sympathy.
Yep.
And it was just like, I really, TNA, at least it showed that he could carry a show.
Yeah, and actually because they brought him, yes, Sting had come over soon after that. Well, but let's be honest, Sting did bring some older fans.
Older fans, yes.
Back into that product. Not as many as Christian was going to be bringing in. And soon after, when that first year, Kurt Angle came over. So that hurt Christian a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because, yes, Kurt was always going to bring more fans, but he was still there. He was still an active part, and he proved himself. And the people who were coming over and seeing Christian there, like, oh, that's Christian. Christian Cage, okay, I remember him. Like, oh, wow, he's actually better than... Why wasn't he this...
Why was he never used like this?
He won them over.
His in-ring talent is great.
Yeah.
His comedy chops are pretty good.
Yeah.
His promo work is actually above par.
But by the time he...
Subpar? No, above par.
Yeah, by the time he left, they had brought so many other old WWE guys like Booker T over.
Which, actually, it was smart because then he jumped back to WWE, who was looking for talent again, and he's like, my stock's higher now, guys.
Also, I think he left because I think he was just like, they're starting to push me. He was seeing the...
Oh, yeah.
They were saying, like, basically, he was saying, like, oh, you had Kurt come over. He was still being used very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
But then they started bringing in Kurt Angle. Oh.
You just said Kurt.
I'm not Kurt Angle. They brought in Booker T. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Kevin Nash is now back in the wrestling out.
It's like,
Mick Foley's over here now.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be.
They're gonna
competing
and they're
with those
starting
guys.
to like there. I'm starting to get down the top mid card. They're not putting me in the X division, but like they're okay.
Which is weird too, because quite honestly, with TNA at the time, the X division was like also an absolutely fire division to be part of, but they weren't putting him over there.
Yeah.
At least he wasn't on the level of TV champion.
Yeah.
Because
they didn't have a TV champion yet, because soon after when Booker T showed up, they did the he brought in the Legends Championship.
Yeah.
And then it was soon after the Legends Championship, and AJ had it when they did the main event Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
The start of the main event Mafia is when Christian left.
Yes.
But they had plans that they could re-sign Christian to come back. He was going to, I don't think he was going to join the main event Mafia. He was going to be the pain in their ass that was kind of attacking them.
Smart move.
For it, but like he saw his top. They were looking to elsewhere because like he helped them. That's all he could contribute. We want him, but we're not going to use it.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him. But
I mean, if he's still able to go in the ring, you know, there's this upstart company coming around. I think he's
done.
He's done in the ring.
I love this. I wouldn't mind seeing him pop over to AEW for a match.
Yeah,
I'd love to see a one-off between him and Cody. I'd love to see a one-off with him and Hangman Page.
Goldust. I would actually like to see him and Dustin.
I wouldn't care.
I mean, him and Hangman though.
I would love to see one Hangman. I would love to see him and Pac.
Honestly,
I wouldn't mind seeing him.
And Kenny.
Well, yeah, but I
mean, Kenny's walking out the winner. But I would just like to see, you know, Christian be able to, because I always felt Christian. I love how we just suddenly went off. But I've always seen Christian as that guy, much like Edge. If he had been given the chance, he could have been right up there with Edge the entire time. And I quite honestly think it would have been a good run to have Christian be slightly behind Edge the entire time, chasing Edge and just being like, you know, I got you, buddy. I got you. I'm going to stab you in the back the moment that I've got a chance. Kind of a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens dynamic where you're like, oh, they're Christian and Edge are best friends and they're hanging out again. All right, that's cool. Oh, Christian backstabbed Edge and Now he's got the championship. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Edge backstabbed Christian, and now he's getting the challenge for the championship. All right. Now they're working together again.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that because they could have been really kind of... Everyone would have looked at them and gone, you guys were the greatest of friends. Why are you at each other's throats?
What would have been really fun to do if Edge could wrestle again was to have him go over with Christian, have a one-off with the
With the Young Bucks in a triple threat.
no.
In a fatal four-way tag team match with the Lucha Bros and SCU.
No.
And the Briscoes.
No, I just want a standard
one-on-one
tag team match between Edge and Christian
versus the Young Bucks.
And Young Bucks.
Honestly, that would be really cool.
Because
I would like it.
The comedy chops on both sides of them, the angles they could do to
mid-match, just grabbing a mic and being like, "I'm gonna rip you apart for a second."
Just not even that. It's like Edge and Christian just go like,
give the one.
No, they're like 5-second pose.
Oh yes.
Like grab them like, you're so out of our league, Young Bucks.
But by the way,
we're gonna
slide back in front of your mic.
We're going to give you I
don't have that good of a multi-directional mic.
I know. We're gonna give these fans a 5-second pose.
All four of them are just posing off.
No. It's just Edge and Christian are doing this, and then the Young Bucks get in and they start doing it, and they're like,
"What are you doing?"
And then it's like, and they go to attack them, and then the Young Bucks take them out, and now they do their own 5-second pose. Then at the end of the match, they all do one.
It's not even a 5-second pose. They're literally hawking merch.
Yeah.
They're like, here's a new shirt. Here's a new shirt. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy our shirts.
Yeah. Oh, we have shirts now? Why didn't you tell me?
I wish we did.
But yeah, no, so it'd be interesting like that, but it's sad.
Go to nobodysellsourtshirts.com. Oh my god, there actually probably is a nobodysellsourtshirts.com.
Probably.
I'm gonna actually check that
Yeah,
out.
I was thinking about myself.
But
yeah, one thing would be interesting. One thing most people don't realize is that Edge had about another year on his contract when he retired. They were actually supposed to do a tag team run between him and Christian.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that would have been pretty cool.
He wanted to end his contract, his wrestling career, tag teaming with Christian. Yeah, I see that. There is nobodysellsourtees.com.
That's where our merch site's going to be one day.
You should go register that domain name.
How much is it to?
You can register. Usually, you save a name for like $10-15.
God, I don't have that kind of money
For a year or something like that.
Nobody sells our t-shirts.com.
Nobodysellsourtees.com.
I can't even build a website, so why would I buy a site?
Well, you could go there's ones you can easily do.
Wix.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it would have been interesting to see how that would have gone. What if to figure out a way to jump into an alternate universe where that actually happened so we could see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we were actually going to do we were going to talk about the history of wrestling and how on TV, but we don't have time.
No.
Adam is giving me the sign to wrap up because he has something more important to do.
I'm sorry. I do have other content that goes on the channel that I do have to record this evening.
How dare you put this above this channel?
Well, normally we record on Fridays, so there's never a conflict of interest.
Well, we've recorded on Thursdays before.
That was before the other content started to come onto the channel.
Well, that's not my problem. That's your problem. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let us know down in the comment section what you thought about tonight.
Clickety-clack.
About with Ambrose's movie.
Yeah.
The whole Bailey issue. Everything that we talked about. Let us know down in the comment section. Down there. And while you're heading down there, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. You've been listening to her over an hour, and as I always like to say, listening to Adam for that long, not easy.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening to me this week, guys.
Yeah, well, it's about time you actually thank them. How
I
dare you not be thankful?
What?
Why don't you thank me for listening to you? How dare you? Anyway, hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up.
I mean,
Just hit the subscribe button.
Ding.
Ring that bell.
Ding ding.
And get bent.
Damn right. No, Tim, you get bent.
Your face.